Welcome to BizRoanoke. On this show, we are featuring Crafteria, Handmade Food and Goods, a new business to downtown Roanoke. And we have with us co-founder Mark Lynn Ferguson. Hi, Mark.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for coming out.
And thank you for allowing us to be here today in your beautiful new surroundings.
Yeah.
So you and your co-founder, partner, Alex Dykes, opened this business recently. And talk to us about the concept. How did you come up with the concept?
Well, we'll start with the name, because it all starts with the name and the space. This is the former S&W cafeteria building, and it closed many years ago in the late 70s as a cafeteria, and has been many things over the years. I've heard it was once a disco, it has been a marketplace, and we're kind of building on that concept. And we have craft food, small batch food made within a few hours of Roanoke. We have a maker's market that has everything from pottery to crochet work to woodworking by local craftspeople. And we also have a community kitchen, which is a space where anybody can become a member and access a commercial kitchen, which is great if you're making the kind of small batch food we sell, or if you have a food truck, or if you're a caterer, anyone who needs a professional kitchen. What
great use of this building. So how do you and Alex find your makers for the space?
Well, we've been so lucky. The makers have found us in many cases. We've had this tremendous response from the creative community in Roanoke, and there's a huge creative community in Roanoke. I think it's it's part of our Appalachian heritage. Like, for so many years we had to make things by hand because we were largely cut off from the rest of the world, and that tradition has continued, and we have really extraordinary craftspeople here in the valley and the surrounding communities.
And this is off our script a little bit, but you are returning to your roots. You were originally from Roanoke.
Exactly. So lived in Roanoke, grew up here. My family's been here for many generations, and then moved back recently. Yep.
Well, we're glad that you're back. Thank you for coming back.
Of course.
We love it when people return to their roots. So how do you view this as, like, small business is the backbone of the economy? And what impact do you think a business like this makes on the city of Roanoke economic development?
Right. Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of interest nationwide. I mean, I think every community has experienced this surge of interest in locally made food and goods. People know now to buy local, and the challenge really is finding the local products and connecting the people who make all this extraordinary stuff with people who are eager to buy their extraordinary stuff, and that's our role. We're serving as a hub for these really remarkable products that are made by hand or made in small batches, and making it easier for craftspeople to just go focus on what they do best. We handle the back end. We're handling the sales, we're handling the marketing, we're handling the customer service. They can go make their extraordinary goods.
Let's talk about some of your products.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of my favorites. We've got sorghum yellow mustard barbecue and also a hot sauce. These come from the Shack up in Stanton, Virginia, which is now nationally renowned as a restaurant. Yeah, so they're making really terrific barbecue sauce. That's one of our favorites. Another would be Poppy Popcorn. This is made down in Asheville. Like I said, all of these are made within a few hours of Roanoke. This comes in, oh my gosh, what, a dozen different flavors, including pimento cheese, which is around on the other side. That is one of my favorites.
Okay, good.
Spectacular stuff.
And I know scattered throughout, there's crocheting, there's wood crafts. If you need a nice
gift cards, cheese boards, hand-blown glass. Like, we have work from more than 60 makers. Some of it's food and edible, and some of it's stuff you take home and use.
Yeah. What a nice asset.
Exactly.
To have this here. Are there any special events that are coming in July that our viewers need to know about? Yeah,
absolutely. We have an ongoing lineup, which you can always find on Facebook, facebook.com/Crafteria Roanoke. That finds us on Facebook, and all our events are listed there. In July, we have Art and Wine Wednesdays, which is a reoccurring event where you BYO wine, bring your favorite, and then also make art at the same time. We also have a cutting board workshop. Tom Maples, who is an expert craftsman, makes really extraordinary woodwork products.
Fun.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a cutting board workshop where you learn how to finish a cutting board and then organically oil it so that it lasts a long, long time.
let's talk about the sign.
The sign, yeah.
The sign, yes.
The sign's been a lot of fun.
Because I remember the old sign.
I'm glad you do. A lot of people, I think, remember the old sign.
Yes.
It came down in the late 70s when the cafeteria closed. They took down the sign that spelled out cafeteria, one letter at a time. And there had been another sign up there in the interim. We thought it would be fun to reproduce the original. So we got our hands on the original plans and worked with a company out of Georgia to recreate the original sign.
Nice.
Yep. It now spells out a slightly different word, Crafteria, which of course is a marriage of cafeteria and what we're doing, crafts. Yeah.
Right. And I think DRI, Downtown Roanoke Incorporated, helped you out a little bit on that sign.
Yeah, Downtown Roanoke Inc. was terrific. They provided funds to support the sign through their downtown beautification grant.
Yeah, nice. Well, Mark, thank you and Alex for being with us today. And we're excited about what's going on here, and we wish you the best of luck. If our viewers would like to learn more, can you repeat the Facebook page again?
Right, it's facebook.com/Crafteria Roanoke.
Okay, and your hours are?
Our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 5:30.
Very good. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are with Roanoke developer John Garland, and John is also the owner of this building at 16 West Church Avenue at Crafteria, where we are today. Hi, John.
Hi, Lisa.
Thanks for being with us today.
I'm happy to be here.
So give us the history of this building at 16 West Church Avenue.
Well, probably one of my best memories is when I used to catch a bus when I lived on Williamson Road with my sister to follow her going shopping downtown when there was a lot of retail downtown.
Right.
And we'd always end up here at the S&W cafeteria.
I saw you here, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably did. So we'd have lunch together, so that was kind of an event for me for a young kid. That would have been in the early 60s, so I'd have been 10 or 12 years old. So that's my early memories of this building, as being a cafeteria.
Right. And we always love the door when you come in the front door.
The revolving door.
Revolve around.
And it's still here.
And it's still here. That's right. That's right. What was it about Crafteria that made you think that this would be a good location for that business?
Well, as you can probably see, we've got a lot of wide open spaces. It used to be the dining room, and we've struggled with what to do with that large open space.
Right.
And we've tried a number of things, and when Mark and Alex brought the idea of having crafts and artisans here, which I really like anyway, to be able to utilize that space, I was thrilled because it was going to be the answer for those wide open spaces and how to utilize them.
Right, and we've not had in Roanoke a venue really for our local crafts people. And so I think there's one other one, but this is just a great central downtown location.
Well, particularly downtown, because one of the things that downtown has not seen in a long time is healthy retail, and we've just struggled with that. We've learned how to get residents downtown and restaurants and bars, but retail has really lagged behind, so this is a good start with that, and it's local.
Anything else you'd like to share about this new business? And also, there's some additional businesses in this location.
Yeah, we set it up for small businesses and local businesses, so everybody in this building is except Korean, who has a wellness center upstairs, is a small local business. Of course, Korean's local too. Right. You know, right behind us we've got Acoustic Movements, which is a guitar store, local family that's developed that. Core Chiropractic behind me, Little Green Hive coffee shop. Right. So we've got a number of small businesses in here, the Walk and Roll restaurant, and that was the original intent, was to provide small spaces that were affordable for local small businesses. And
that's usually a stumbling block for many small businesses, is the price of their real estate that they have to rent. So
it certainly is.
Yeah, yeah. How does Crafteria align with the other businesses that you have supported, like R&D Coffee, Retro Get Go, Downshift Bikes? Can you talk about that a little bit? Well,
what we try to do is when we develop a building, and we do all historic preservation, we try to do it with the community in mind and make a space that will add vibrancy to the community and add businesses that aren't in the community already. So that's exactly what this building has done. And also, like I said, have those businesses geared towards small businesses and people who are local to here. And so all those examples that you mentioned in West End that we've done, or in Wasena, are all small businesses, but they're businesses that have very creative ideas and unique ideas. Like Downshift Bikes that you mentioned, very creative idea of combining bikes with beer and other beverages and food, and you can go in there and it's just people are in and out of there, whether they're into bikes or not, they're part of the community, and they go in there and work on their computer and get something to drink and eat.
And those businesses also impact economic development with jobs and many other good things for the community, revenue, tax revenue.
Certainly, and you want a good, healthy mix of big and small businesses. And Roanoke is fortunate to have a lot of good big businesses, but where, as you mentioned, where the struggle's been is how to sustain these small businesses and provide affordable places for them.
Right, right. How can our viewers learn more about this property and others owned by the Garland properties?
Well, most of what we do ends up being in the news somewhere along the line, but we have a website, garlandpropertiesva.com, that shows vacancies. And fortunately, we don't have a lot of vacancies. We do a lot of downtown residential.
Right.
So we do, as part of the residential, usually about 30% commercial with those as well. We've got a restaurant that's getting ready to open in Wasena called The Bloom.
Right.
That will be ready in a couple weeks, so we're looking forward to that. And I'm sure
that'll be in July sometime.
Yeah,
yes,
and they'll have a grand opening, and hopefully we'll get you there for that grand opening.
That'll be super.
And looking forward to that. So just staying in tune with what's going on downtown, you'll usually know what we're up to.
Right, right. John, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you being here, what you've done here, and we look forward to hearing more great stories in the future.
Well, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. We are with Minor Terry, who is an artisan here at Crafty and also the owner of Crooked Mountain Crafts. Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
So tell us about your company, Crooked Mountain Crafts.
So the name itself is a play on words. I live on Benton Mountain, so I just took that and made it Crooked Mountain Crafts. I started crocheting around 5, but I didn't get good until much later in life.
So you started at age 5?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I found some half-done crocheting in a friend's basement. We took it apart to see how it was made, and then that just sort of sparked a love of yarn arts. And then after a while, I ran out of room to store things.
Gracious.
I'd given blankets, scarves, and hats to all of my friends. They were stocked up. And about 4 years ago, I decided to do craft shows, and that's what really started it.
So that's when you opened your business?
It is,
right,
yes.
Right, right. And so is this the first time you've been featured as a market maker in a venue such as this?
It is. This is my first time having items in a brick and mortar location.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's very nice. And we're glad you're in downtown Roanoke, Minor.
I'm excited too. It's remarkably convenient. And Roanoke it's fun.
It is fun. It's a great place to be. So tell us about some of your products. We're sitting amongst lots of beautiful
multiple things.
Yeah.
So in the chairs themselves have been redone, but in each chair is a pillow and a blanket or Afghan.
Right.
Behind us I have 2 of my own patterns for the unicorn/horse. I've got a couple of clutches.
Nice.
That are the perfect size for any sort of traveling.
I love these with the cactus. So we've got one with clouds and one with
we've got clouds and the cactus. And the cactus seems to be a popular thing. So then I made my own cacti and succulents.
Oh, perfect.
And that's just what's in view. We've also got blankets.
Coasters, it looks
Coasters.
like.
I've got kits that include, one kit is a reusable market bag, washcloths, and then face scrubby. And they're all cotton, all reusable and washable.
Right, right.
So there's as much inventory in here as I can possibly fit.
So what value do you have it here, or what value does a maker's market have for someone like yourself in a small business?
It's remarkable because previous to this, my product is done through online sources,
Okay.
like Facebook or
Etsy?
Etsy. There's
Right.
definitely an Etsy.
Right.
But there's such a large competition with Etsy that this is much more local, much smaller. And previous to this, it was craft shows or word of mouth to get the word out. And now there's one central location with a fantastic variety of items. And it's not the pressure to buy something in that 6-hour craft show. You can go home, you can think about it, you can dwell on it, or if it's that last minute gift that you've got to get,
Right. It's
there's
here.
one location for it, and you can pick up something.
Right. How can our viewers learn more about what you're doing with your Crooked Mountain Crafts?
They can find me. I have Facebook, Crooked Mountain Crafts. I do have the Etsy as well. And then I have an Instagram if you just want to look at pretty pictures of you.
Instagram is great, yeah. So how can they find you on Instagram?
It's Crooked Mountain Crafts.
Okay.
Or they can just swing by, 16 West, the Crafteria, and check everything out and touch. Touch is so fun.
Touch is fun. The Crafteria has lots of great things here, and you're right. If you come, you see something, you can go home. If you wake up thinking about it the next day, you can march
meant to
right
be.
down here and get it. Yeah, yeah. Minor, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for
And we'll
having me.
look forward to seeing your booth grow and looking at more of your merchandise in the
Oh, yeah.
future.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back. Thank you for joining us today. If you have questions about the show or Crafteria, please give me a call, Lisa Soltis. You can reach me at 540-853-1694 or by email at lisa.soltis@roanokeva.gov. Thank you.